We're gonna open with this because I don't know. There's a lot more in the world than baseball, and we might as well get it out of the way early.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the flight deck. There was an election. What are we? 2 days ago was the results.
I think
Or on
yesterday.
Thursday.
Well, yesterday technically was like results
Okay,
kind of confirmed.
Tuesday was the election. Yesterday was the results. Um, we're not gonna get deep into political spectrums and everything. I don't know if you have anything to say. If not, it's cool.
I kind of said what I said on Twitter.
Okay,
Like I'll just read it verbatim because it's
sure,
pretty much all I got.
sure.
I may not be American.
Mhm.
We both may not be American, but I have too many people and friends that I care about to just say nothing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Well, that's
election
kind of
like
where I'm at.
election day. The U.S. failed women. It
Hmm.
failed the LGBT community,
Hmm.
and they quite literally failed anybody who thinks racism, homophobia, and fascism are terrible things. Which, like,
Yeah.
and,
Um,
and also people that somehow think imposing tariffs is going to make the economy better.
yeah, I don't have a ton to add, but I could probably go on for a little bit here. I'm not going to sit here and tell you who you should and shouldn't vote for. I think the beauty of both the United States of America and Canada is that you have the right to vote for whoever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Um, with that being said, there the two-party system's a fucking nightmare to begin with. I don't
In
love it.
general, we can get into that or the whole thing.
Yeah,
Like that's a whole.
we don't need to dive into how politics work and all this and that. But there was one guy on the ballot this year that, you know what, maybe his policies work for you and maybe you voted for him for a reason. But at the end of the day, as Connor mentioned, there is a lot more that comes along with it. And I think I don't really have to talk about the election itself, but just kind of watching the backlash of what's happened the last day or two, and like the openness of the way people talk to other people, I think is absolutely atrocious. And I think what Donald Trump has done is kind of struggling to find the word for it, but like he's given them a platform essentially is what I'm looking for here. And I know there's a lot of people that are scared of the next 4 years, and I think that's fair realistically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm on the side of in 4 years, it's really hard to fuck up something that major. But I don't think the issue lies with who's in charge. I think of it's what he allows people to get away with, and what people feel comfortable saying. I kind of wanted to just come on here and say, like, if you are in that space, whether you're a woman or you're LGBTQ or you're a person of color or anything along those lines, will always be a safe space for you. We don't discriminate based on anything.
Right. We,
Um,
we have this podcast typically has two white guys and two black guys. So like,
yeah.
and we talk
No.
about baseball, which is one of the most multicultural fucking sports in the
Yeah.
world. Like,
Yeah. And I know you don't come here to listen to this, and I get that. And I'm sorry if you had to power
yeah,
through this with us, but I
yeah,
just
you
wanted to
can.
make sure it was very clear that regardless of what's going on down there or what's going to happen here in a month or two or whenever the hell our election is, we are
It's
always.
next year if I'm not mistaken, or
Is it?
upcoming.
Okay. I
Yeah.
thought it was. I
It
just keep seeing all the ads, so I
all
assumed it
I'm
was
saying is
upcoming.
I'm voting for the first time. Like because that this has just kind of showed me like, all
And
right,
I think that's everybody's right, man. I understand myself that in our own backyard, I don't think Trudeau's been a good. I think he's been a bottom tier leader, and I
it's
don't
not been
have
great.
many great things to say, but I also see the guy in charge of the other side and see the problems there. And I think we need to take politics aside at some point here and kind
And
of
just be
look
like,
more at each other as humans. And I don't know. It's one of those things. It hurts now because there's never going to be a point in time again where we're all going to be one group of people anymore. I don't think. I think we've reached the point where there's one side and the other, and there's no happy medium anymore, which sucks. And
no,
I wish we could get back to the other way because it's so easy to be a decent person, man. It costs you absolutely
it's
nothing.
not hard.
It's not hard. It's
Like,
not hard. Just walk in someone else's shoes for a minute and see what they have to go through and see this and see that. And it's really not that difficult. But it's never going to be that way. And it is what it is. I'm sorry to
and
anyone that has to deal with those scumbags, but hey, bottom line, we're here for you.
Yeah.
If you ever need someone to just rant at, the podcast, what do you call it? DMs are open, mine are open. I'm not going to
I'm
speak for Connor, but I'm
I'm
sure
a
he's
my
no
dude.
different.
I'm open, and as you can clearly
Yeah.
see, I've been fairly passionate on it. I have
Hmm.
people that I care about that are
Hmm.
potentially directly affected by some of the stuff that
Yeah.
could happen,
Hmm.
and unfortunately, probably will happen. So, like,
It sucks.
yeah,
It sucks too because like he won the popular vote and everything is there, which like yeah, there's 73 million people we'll call it, we'll round up that did vote for this asshole, which it's their right. They did what they had to do. But there's also was that 68 million people that didn't. So you're not alone. You're never gonna be
yeah,
alone. And
mm-hmm.
there's a strong enough group behind you. You get through it. It's 4 years. We'll be all right.
And yeah, and just to I'm just gonna segue us out
Mm-hmm.
just because it's the best way.
For sure.
You mentioned that we're probably always going to be we're never truly united anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about something that does sports. There you
Okay.
go. Let's get us
Perfect.
back in. So Blue
Hey,
Jays.
you know what? The listeners of our podcast can always unite each other in the hatred of New York Yankees. That's always going to be
Yeah.
a thing.
And with us
um,
specifically, Baltimore Orioles, the trash birds.
yes. Shout out to everybody that listened to last episode or watched last episode on
Yeah,
video
yeah.
or
If
on
you're
YouTube.
here from our last episode, thank you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you stopping in.
Hmm.
We always like to shit on the Yankees on this podcast. So if you like
Yes.
that,
Thank you for
you
being here. Thank you
thank
for
you.
staying. We're here. We're here
And if
now.
you are a Yankees fan that somehow decided to stick around,
Sorry.
sorry. Like it's just, sorry, we're a Toronto Blue Jays based
maybe we'll
podcast.
maybe we'll what do you call it? Change you into a
Hey,
Jays fan.
my opinion of the Yankees will like of how I'm still gonna forever hate the Yankees. My
Mm-hmm.
opinion of how much I hate the Yankees going into next year very much depends on where a certain person goes. So
Yes.
like
Yes.
and
Um,
but I guess we can start with the Blue Jays, just some housekeeping.
for
Uh
sure.
Daulton Varsho in the most no shit thing ever wins a gold glove in center
Is
field.
voting still open for Platinum Glove?
It better yo if it isn't.
I
It,
guess I would love to sit here and say, hey, advocate for Dalton Varsho being the Platinum Glove winner, but I don't actually know.
yes,
I voted and then I never looked back. So I don't know if that was a daily thing
that is
we
fair.
were supposed to do, but
Yeah, and
anyways,
then
Dalton Varsho has a chance at the Platinum Glove. I think he probably
yeah,
should be the Platinum Glove winner.
I'll just bring this up quickly, and we don't need to
Mm-hmm.
get into it until later. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., finalist for Silver Slugger, should fucking win it in a
I
landslide
would think so. I
compared
haven't even
to
looked at the Silver Sluggers. I didn't
it's
even know
Josh
they're out.
Naylor and Carlos Santana.
Okay.
So he should win it.
It should be a guarantee. But yeah, no, I don't want to skip over Varsho too much just
No,
because it's his
it's
first one, and I
the
think
fact
it's
that
his
it's his
first
first
of
one,
many.
the fact that it's his first one, and he's been
It's wild, man.
probably the best defensive outfielder. Well,
Mm-hmm.
okay, fine. I'll give him top three defensive
Mm-hmm.
outfielders for the
Mm-hmm.
last 3 years.
Yeah, first one was tough because he was a catcher, I think, in that run, wasn't he?
He was a
At
bit of a
some point.
catcher at the beginning of the year, and then he kind of went from right to
Yeah.
center. He went center to right in
Last year, I
Arizona.
don't know how he didn't win it. That's fucking insane.
Stephen Kwan is also just there too, and it's like
Yeah.
the issue and the problem. And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't necessarily agree with it at the like when I first heard the opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Is that on a very strong technicality, Dalton Varsho should not have won the center field Gold Glove. In a strong
No.
technicality, he
Yeah.
should have won the utility Gold Glove
Yeah, for sure.
because he's arguably the best left fielder and center fielder in the league
Mm-hmm.
because he played two positions the entire year.
Yeah.
Like, but
Yeah, I know it's tough, but hey,
I guess
I'm not complaining. He's the center
yeah,
fielder.
for sure.
Whatever. He earned it,
He'll
man.
win it next
I'm
year.
pretty sure even his numbers in the limited sample size was better than it was like Duran and who?
It was Durant, no
Myers, maybe?
Durant and Myers, yeah.
Nothing.
And then we can get to some sad news potentially, depending on how you feel.
Brutal news.
So first off, just they obviously reinstated Alec Manoah, Jordan Romano, Dalton Varsho, and Will Wagner from the 60 day. Just kind of forgot Will Wagner was a thing.
Yeah.
They claimed Michael Peterson. He's a right-handed pitcher off the Marlins.
Okay.
Luis De Los Santos,
The most tenured Blue Jay, I believe. Not Blue Jay, but like person in the organization. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll skip this one.
What was he? 20?
He's 25?
26.
25. Okay.
Turns.
We'll just skip it. I'm gonna skip one because we're gonna go into that one.
Mm-hmm.
Luis Frias cleared waivers and now is a free agent.
Oh, okay.
And Emmanuel Ramirez was DFA'd. I don't think he pitched for the Jays one time this year.
I've never even heard of
But
this
the final fucking one is insane to me that Hennes Cabrera not only got waived by the Blue Jays, he cleared waivers. That implies that nobody wanted him at
Now he's
like
a free agent.
a projected like 3 mil probably. Like he wasn't going to
What?
make it.
Why? Why did this happen? I don't understand. He
Your
was
guess.
good.
He was
Our bullpen is doo-doo ass.
he was probably second best, third best reliever.
Yeah.
Like, this year,
Like,
granted,
what
the
are
pen
we?
wasn't great, but like,
No, that's yeah. I don't know if being the third best on the worst bullpen is really something to shake a stick at,
but
but
he was
but I
good.
mean, if he ends up being the worst reliever on next year's pen, that's a good thing. But
Like
now he's nothing, and I don't understand it.
he he had a 3.5 ERA.
Yes,
Like that's
and
okay.
that's with
That's
like
not
a 9 for the first 2 months.
yeah.
It
Like
was huge down the stretch.
yeah.
It's not like he's out here making $8 or $9 million. I don't
No,
like. It's not a big contract to hang on to.
not at all. Like
So why?
what's the point?
What
Like
like he was fun.
your
It seemed
best
like he was fairly well liked.
your best lefty now is Brandon Little. And no disrespect to Brandon Little.
I think it's Brendan, isn't it?
Brandon, like okay. As I no
That
disrespect,
ex- that speaks to it though. Like, what are we doing here? The bullpen's gone. It just it's not good to begin with.
oh my and
Now you have to build more.
yeah, there was a like what are we doing?
I don't know, man.
And
I don't
then
get it.
this just all of this news and notes from
Mhm.
just around everywhere kind of blends together
Sure.
because it did. Ross Atkins was quoted. One of his many quotes that came out at GM meetings
Mhm.
says, "We're going to have to be creative to build a bullpen." And so,
Is
okay,
this a but is this a part of that?
maybe because all in all honesty, like people decided to jump off a ledge when they heard that.
Right?
But someone brought up a great point. You're not paying for 5 fucking free agent relievers.
No.
You're not.
No. That was the
So
creative that we just gave away for free.
like you're signing at most like
Probably.
three maybe like and
Probably.
maybe
And then you're hoping like you get a Hagen Danner or
and
a
someone did
Cook.
and Ben Nicholson Smith he was on JD Bunkis's podcast a couple days I think yesterday. He did bring up that they would apparently love to have Yariel in the bullpen to start the year.
I think that makes a ton of sense.
So as they look to bolster their rotation, which by all accounts
apparently
will be bolstered.
Yeah, apparently I don't know where I saw this, and I don't even know if it's
No,
true, but
it's from
apparently
multiple
they're in
places.
on Max Fried.
They're in on Max Fried.
Which okay,
I don't mind it.
It's cool.
I don't mind it, but if Max Fried is like the target in the offseason,
yeah, that's a problem. But I mean, yeah, if you do that, that leaves you with Fried, Gosman, Bassett's still here, right? Barrios. Oh shit! I mean,
and then
whatever Bowden.
Yeah, and you obviously have to bolster like throughout the organization and all that. But like that's
so having Yariel on the outside looking in, I like him as a pen arm. I've liked him as a pen arm to begin with.
Yeah, if Yariel is on the outside looking in to start, I don't mind that.
No, for sure. But I think that makes a ton of sense. They gave him every opportunity. They're still going to give him every opportunity to be a starter, I think. But when it doesn't work out, he's a great bullpen piece, and that's fine. But that's one piece.
Yeah. And in another,
you need 8.
Yeah, and they that's a thing is they have oh god, depending on how I want to look at this. Again, another thing that Ben Nicholson Smith said on JD Bunk's podcast.
Okay.
Do you want to hear some legitimate possibilities to be non-tendered?
Okay.
Eric Swanson.
That's fine.
Dylan Tate.
Zach Pop. We just get Dylan Tate.
And Jordan Romano.
I've heard the Romano one a bunch because I think they're just going to restructure the deal.
Yeah, it would majority. I think majority of those would just come back at like a smaller deal, maybe. But like, even still, you can't at this point get rid of damn near everybody and just have Chad Green being like, oh, I guess I'm the de facto closer again.
So, looking at their current depth chart with is this Bluejays.com, MLB.com has as the depth chart for the Blue Jays in the bullpen. There's Jordan Romano. That's a major league arm.
Okay.
Chad Green, major league arm.
Okay.
Eric Swanson,
major league. I'm going to call him a
major league potential.
He had one bad year.
Been a major league arm in the past. Fine. We'll give him major league arm.
It's been more good than bad.
Sure. Brendan Little. Good
He
year last year.
good year. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Ryan Burr.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
Ryan
fact that
Burr.
that's the fifth
I
name
don't
you pick.
mind Ryan Burr. I
I don't
think
mind
he's
like a lot
okay.
like Brendan Little and Ryan Burr. I don't mind.
We're very early on this list to be naming
Yeah,
Ryan Burr.
yeah.
Dylan Tate.
Dylan Tate, I don't
Major
hate.
league potential, maybe.
He had a couple good years in Baltimore. I'll say
Yeah.
that. Like
There's upside there. Bowden Francis, for some reason, is in here.
I guess because wait
But
what
Yariel
wait
is listed as a starter, so we'll flip
wait
those and say
who's
Yariel
the wait
Rodriguez.
no I'm sorry, who's the five in this depth chart?
Uh, the four
Three.
that make sense, and then Alec Manoa.
The fact that I completely forgot about Alec Manoa as a person.
Yeah. Hmm.
He'll be back like halfway through the year. So
Yeah. So, well, it is. And then Easton Lucas.
I Easton Lucas pitched like an inning this year.
He's
Like
6'4", 180 pounds. That's
at a
insane.
at a bean.
I mean,
At a bean.
yeah. So that the bullpen needs. Let's say confidently we have three viable
Three
options.
dudes. You need at least
That's bad
three another again, you need at least another three pieces
for sure.
and then get whatever you can at
Mm-hmm.
like a minor league guy or like a minor league guy that you invite to spring training and he
Mm-hmm.
does something. So that's and again, oh well, here's another thing. Again, I'm just gonna keep referencing this Ben Smith because it's really all we got in this Jays.
Mm-hmm.
The Blue Jays are expected to make a trade to acquire a controllable reliever using one of their young position players that are on the bubble, and it could be more than one
Okay.
of them.
Hmm.
So your Addison Bargers, your Leo Jimenez, your Will Wagner's, your Joey Loperfido's, even like I also
I
I'm
guess.
I'm fully under the expectation that Will Wagner will be there's a higher possibility of Will Wagner being the starting second baseman than there is Spencer Horwitz being the starting second baseman
Yeah. Why did Spencer Horowitz just become a second baseman?
because Vlad.
Sure, but we can just move Vlad.
Now they're more comfortable being Vlad now, but
Mm-hmm.
he became a second baseman because it was like, hey, this is
Necessity.
probably necessity, and this is probably going to be your fastest way to the majors.
Yeah, I guess.
If you figure it out, perfect. But once Will Wagner came up, they just stopped using him at second.
Yeah.
Like
So I don't know what
so,
it doesn't make a ton of sense.
which again makes me think that the controllable relief pitcher
Mm-hmm.
trade if it involves us, if it's a certain somebody who just got an
I'm
option
thinking we're
declined.
talking about the same
If it's a
person.
certain somebody who's just got their option declined by a certain organization,
Does that certain organization play in Martin Luther King?
yeah, that certain organization and that
Mm-hmm.
certain pitcher, that certain controllable reliever is a rookie of the was rookie of the year.
That was
2020.
like what, 3 years ago?
2020. Shut up.
4 years ago. That
2020.
that fucking, we could go
Devin
up with
Williams.
way
All
better
right.
than just rookie of the year. He's been one of the best relievers in baseball
Yes.
for 3 straight years.
Yeah. So
He
if
did give up more runs in one game this year than he did for the previous 3 months.
yeah, I
And
mean,
that one game happened to be the series clinching game against the Mets.
hey man,
But I'd take Devin Williams on my squad before what? Every reliever on
our team,
29 teams? Like, is there a better reliever than Devin Williams?
despite the playoffs, I would still take Class A.
Class A, okay, that's fair. So 28,
Mason Miller.
that's debatable, I think.
Like I
It's
think
early, but
it's
it's
Class A,
possible.
Miller, like Williams, and then like maybe Hater, depending on the day.
Depending on the day. Yeah.
Like
And I think you could maybe put Williams at the 2 spot.
Williams Williams has a case to be one of the best in the league.
Yeah.
And by
I'd
all
do it.
accounts, Milwaukee's going Milwaukee, and
They'd love to just throw guys away for nothing.
yeah,
It's fantastic.
yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
So, but yeah, and then there's we didn't even bring this up.
Mm.
Apparently, which makes like, and people again were like, oh, this is a bad sign for the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
It was a quote unquote easy no to not trade Bo.
Which makes sense, I guess.
He came off a year with a 590 OPS.
Yeah.
They're not
I
going to
still
trade
think
him.
we should trade him, but it makes sense that you said it's an easy no because the value doesn't make sense. Sure.
Yeah, like if this is Bo coming off of 2023, I
Yes.
think you have a much easier
Yeah.
time being like,
Yeah. And I think if he has a good year and we're still not in it at the deadline, I think it's an easy yes at the
he's
deadline.
gone.
Yeah.
I think like
Yeah.
and again and then another point, adding a catcher they don't want to add a catcher from the sound of
I'm
things.
super intrigued by this quote.
Yeah,
Who
man.
the fuck is the backup catcher next year?
Yeah, Ross Atkins said it's not a priority for us. If we were in an ideal world, it would be a left-handed, polished receiver.
Mm.
Those guys are either locked up or valuable to other teams. We feel good about the options we have.
It's
You
that
mean
last sentence
you mean
for me.
Alejandro Kirk and Tyler Heineman?
Mm-hmm.
That you
Is
mean?
do we even have Heineman under contract?
I want to say yeah.
I want to say no. I don't think. Who's on the 40 man here? Let's.
Okay. In the first comment under that quote is from David Schneider's dad. Actually, funny enough,
Okay.
Phil Clark.
I'm
We
blocked.
need to protect him in Rule 5.
Hmm. Okay.
We can get into that off the pod. Did you got blocked by David Schneider's dad?
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what I did. I don't recall talking to him, but apparently I'm blocked by David Schneider.
Yeah, fair enough, I guess.
So that is what it is.
Fair.
Um, the we have three catchers on the 40 man.
It's yeah, Kirk Heineman
Yep.
and Clark.
Nope.
Oh my god, Clark's not even on there.
Nope.
Oh, is it? No, it's not even fucking Jacob Sharp because
Nope.
he. Okay. What level is he
Jim.
at?
I don't know. I've never heard of this guy.
Oh my god.
I'll click on him.
Oh my god.
He's 26 years old.
Oh, that's great.
He spent last year on two teams at AAA.
At Triple A,
Yes.
it's not Brian Servin.
It's not Brian Servin.
I wish it was though.
For Buffalo, he hit 246 with a 361 on base, good for a 672 OPS.
Okay, who is it? I have no clue.
His name is Nick Raposo.
Okay, no. I've heard the name Nick Raposo. I've heard it.
Okay.
I've heard it. I
I've never heard of him,
I don't know nothing about Nick Raposo.
but that's who we feel good about.
I,
He was DFA'd by the Cardinals on July 29th,
okay. Yeah.
and we picked him up, I guess,
Like, but and even
on August 1st.
like I'm looking at the free agent catchers.
Uh-huh.
Other than
It's
like
Danny Jansen. Or
the Danny Jansen reunion, which I honestly I don't think they'll do.
no, I'm starting to think it's not going to happen, which
It
is a real
in
shame. I have
it does
so
because
many Jansen
honestly
jerseys over there.
because Dan he doesn't stay healthy. That's
I don't care.
like we okay. So other than Danny Jansen, it's like it's James McCann, Travis
Travis
Darno,
Darno.
Elias Diaz, Kyle Higashioka, who actually had a pretty good year with the Padres.
Okay.
So
I don't
Carson
hate them.
Kelly, Tucker Barnhart, Jacob Stallings, like
It's not bad.
it's not terrible.
Like
And
I'm
the only one of the lefty catchers
uh-huh.
are technically Tucker Barnhart and Yasmani Grandal that can hit left-handed. Like
Okay.
which
Why are we I never understood the obsession with having a left-handed anything. Like who cares?
I mean, we can't okay, but you saw the problem in 2021 when it was nine fucking
Yeah.
righties.
And we
In
almost made the
22,
playoffs.
in
24,
20
we had all sorts of lefties. And what the fuck happened? We stunk.
hey, 2023.
2023, we also had no lefties.
We had like three at least.
Who the hell was on
Kiermaier,
there?
Varsho, Belted, like,
Yeah, I
and
guess.
that's not counting when you throw Kevin. That makes four.
Sure.
Like,
Okay, fine. I'll
and
give you that.
you can't even say anything. Kiermaier and Belt were really good last in 2023.
Kiermaier was, yeah. Belt was too,
Belt,
actually. You're
Belt
right.
was,
No,
yeah,
no, you're
we
right.
had good lefties. Brandon Belt was hitting, I think, three stick in the playoffs, which we can. It's the
Yeah, we could get Martin Maldonado.
oh, I know a certain person would love that. Shout out True RGM. Fucking jeez.
Actually,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a kind of a joke, but like,
Uh, Kurt Casale?
Kurt
I don't know.
Cassell.
There's some options, I guess,
There's
but
names.
I don't get it. I want
So
Danny
yeah,
back.
yeah. And then I guess like the main, like, if do you want positive news? I guess
Do we
is
have positive news?
so by all accounts, the Jays have already quote unquote said that they're like we talked about the Max Fried one, but
Mm-hmm.
on the position player end of things,
Mm-hmm.
apparently they are absolutely in on guys like Hassan Kim,
Mm.
Anthony Santander,
Mm.
and a name that I don't think you'll like,
Oh,
but I
Alex
think
Bregman.
no, not even I wasn't even talking
Really?
about Alex Bregman. But a guy that I just because of the team he played on, Glaber Torres.
Mm. It's not even because of the team. I just don't like him. I don't think he's very good.
To Glaber's credit,
Yeah.
where was it?
He was good in the playoffs, wasn't he? Or
He
decent in the
was
playoffs.
great like in the back half of the season.
Mm.
Like when they put him ever since when they put him in the leadoff spot,
Yeah, I
he
kind of remember hearing that.
let me
Um, while we're here talking about pickups, I want to address Juan Soto rumors in general
yeah.
because I see a lot of people whining about the Jays being used as leverage and
I
like people reporting about the Blue Jays
no.
being in.
No, do you want to know who's being
Look,
do you want to know who's being used as leverage? The Mets and the Yankees against each other.
yeah, but also if nobody ever said the Blue Jays were looking at Juan Soto, I'd be significantly more pissed.
Yeah.
You want to make a big move. There is one big dog that is way above the rest in this class.
Mm-hmm.
You fucking better be in on him.
You better have a call. You better talk.
You're swimming in money. Apparently, we're under the CBT. So we're resetting.
Mm-hmm.
You have the money. You better be talking to Juan Soto. If I don't see the Blue Jays checked in on Juan Soto, I'd be absolutely pissed. We probably don't get him. I'm not going to sit here and say them talking to them means they're going to throw out the best offer. They're going to get Juan Soto.
No.
I'm not going to sit here and pretend
Let's
that
be
him
honest.
playing Call of Duty with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. means anything. They're friends. It happens. He's friends with a lot of
Yeah.
Dominicans in the league.
Let's be honest here. If
Mm-hmm.
they wanted, all Steve Cohen has to do is
Mm-hmm.
say, "Hey,
Here's your check. Put the number
put,
on it
put the
and come
number
on
on it
over to.
and put on the
Are
blue
they,
and orange."
are they New Jersey? No,
No, they're in Queens.
Queens. Right.
They're Queens.
Yeah, it's but with that being said, I'm glad that they're in there, and I will be sad when the reports are all, well, the Blue Jays were the runner up and they were this close and blah, blah. It's gonna suck,
No, you know what's gonna suck
but they
even
need to be
more?
that team.
It's gonna suck even more is like if Juan Soto signs like let's just say 13 years, like
Mm-hmm.
600.
Mm-hmm.
Say that it's gonna suck more if it says oh the Jays offer was like 12 at like
Yeah,
585.
yeah. We
That's
just
what's
couldn't
gonna
go that
suck.
13th year.
Like we just couldn't go that magical
It's
13th
gonna
year, put
suck
the
either way,
extra
and people
space.
are gonna be like, "Oh, here we are again, being the
Well,
team that's used for leverage." Da, da,
no,
da, da,
but
da. I don't
someone
care.
it has been brought up. I do watch the Michael K show. I do listen to the Michael K show a little bit just because I like to get the pulse of the Yankee hate.
Okay.
Um, he did bring up a good point.
Mm-hmm.
If certain teams
Mm-hmm.
are gonna, I think, give Juan Soto like a hard out date
Mm.
because the way that Scott Boras has been talking, and Jesus Christ, Scott Boras loves to hear himself talk. He's going to take his sweet goddamn time with this Juan Soto shit.
Oh yeah.
And depending on what team you are, you can't afford to wait.
No.
Like
If
For
I'm
example, the
waiting for
Yankees.
Soto and Santander goes from under my teeth, I'm done. That's
Like
it. There's no other options.
for example, like obviously Michael K, the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of free agents they have that are not named Juan Soto,
There's like two, isn't it? Oh, there's a lot.
the four position players, Juan Soto, Anthony
Labor.
Rizzo, Glaber, Verdugo. That's almost half of your Game 5 World Series lineup.
Yeah. I think they
Pitchers,
can afford to lose those guys.
Tommy Kahnle,
Hmm?
Clay Holmes, Tim Hill. Like they have people like Jonathan Loaizaga even who didn't really pitch this year, but still they have their team could look drastically different next year. And if Juan
It
Soto's
almost included Gerrit Cole.
and they yeah, it almost included Gerrit Cole, but we can get into that later. But like if Juan Soto and Scott Boras are pussyfooting around
Mm-hmm. They might
and
miss out, honestly.
like they're gonna lose teams because
Mm-hmm.
honestly, if again, like I think if there's a feasible chance that Juan Soto comes to the Jays, I don't think there is, but if there
No.
is, it has to be before January, I think,
When
because
does
if
free agency open? December 1st?
it started,
Oh, it's like open?
people have signed.
Am I
Like
losing it?
no, you're kind of losing it. People have signed.
Oh, I thought it was
Like
like December.
no, you can sign now.
Oh.
Like the thing is, if they can't sign, like say in the time it takes Soto to sign, your
Mm-hmm.
Santanders, your O'Neills, your Bregmans, your Glabers, your all of that is gone. Your
Mm-hmm.
Freeds, your Burns, like all of that is gone,
Yeah.
and you're just sitting there at the candy shop being like, "Hey, can I still get this Juan Soto?"
Yeah.
And then eventually he goes, "No, I'm just going to the Mets or something."
Yeah.
Like,
No, that's it. He's not Shohei Ohtani, and I think Boris needs to understand that.
Yeah, I think Boris does understand that he's not Otani.
You can't dick around here.
Yeah, because Shohei is more than baseball
Hmm.
to a team.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
clearly, we've seen it. That he
Yeah.
brings in fucking. He's a cash cow, and he
Oh
don't even
yeah.
have to play. He don't even have to play a game of
No,
baseball.
he just has
Like
to wear New Era shirts.
new era. He literally could. He literally never swing a bat again in his
No,
life.
and make
He could stand.
bajillions.
He could literally stand in the box and not swing for the rest of his life and be fine.
He'll make more money than I'll ever see in my entire life combined in
Like
one
this
year.
year, yeah. But yeah, like it's just granted. Soto's 26 and Otani was like 30
Hmm.
going into his free agent,
Sure, but he's Shohei Otani.
but it's Shohei Otani, two
Doesn't
way
matter.
position player. And like let's call a spade here. The potentiality of Juan Soto being a DH is not that far away in the future.
No,
Like
no,
so,
no. Yeah, I don't know.
it's
Bottom line here, I think we need to stop being upset about being in the Soto rumors.
yeah.
I'm very happy to be in the Soto rumors.
We need to stop just being the
Why do we gotta be so pessimistic all the
why
time?
is Toronto always the team that's interested in
Yeah,
everybody, but we only get like three people?
it's fine to be a bridesmaid. At least you're up there.
At least the team is thinking. At least the person's thinking about you. You can always say that.
Exactly.
Um.
Exactly.
Oh, I did find Gleyber Torres, like the stats that I saw with Gleyber Torres.
Hmm.
So from July 15th to literally the end of the season, like the World Series,
Hmm.
297, 373, 424. Or that's basically an 800 OPS rounding up. He had 133 WRC plus, and that's all in the leadoff. He had an 11% walk rate and a
Yeah,
16% K rate.
it's good stuff.
And
It's good
it's at a
stuff.
position that like you get no offense out of.
It's
Like
good stuff. Any chance you have the before stats? Because I know they were not
you
good.
just don't like labor. Hold up, fucking, I can pull it up.
I just don't love how streaky he is, and I just don't like him. It probably has a lot to do with the Yankees,
Also, he's
but
not gonna. I don't think he's gonna take a crazy amount of money.
no.
Like all the projections on him are like mid money at mid years. Like
Hmm.
not anything crazy.
No.
Um.
It's positionally, since we're kind of on the position thing, I'm veering a little bit here, but did you see
Yes, I know what you're gonna talk about.
Alex
Yes.
Bregman?
The Alex Bregman. There's a lot of people like Alex Bregman did come out and say that he's willing to move to second base,
That's kind of weird.
which tells me what team are you looking at that you want to play on that has a third baseman that you would move off of third base for?
The Dodgers don't have a third baseman, do they? Oh, Max
Muncy,
Muncy.
Max Muncy.
But yeah, maybe.
Like
I
what
don't know.
team? It's not
I
the
guess it just
Astros.
opens up more options.
Like
I don't know. I don't know if that helps us in the slightest because we need both those things.
yeah.
Who knows?
Right, you actually have me looking at this Gleyber Torres shit. I hope you know that. Okay. This season. So I said it was from that to July 15th. So we'll do July 14th.
Not good.
231,
Hmm.
307, 347. It's a 650. It's a 654 OPS.
I know, man. I know. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-mm. No, no mas. No mas, Mr. Gleyber Torres.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I don't know if I'm very in on Gleyber Torres. Sorry,
yeah.
man.
No, you're. I'm more than fine with Will Wagner being the second baseman.
Hmm.
Like, but um, okay. There's another thing that I did want to bring up and just
Hmm.
get where your headspace is at.
Okay.
So I did put this out a couple days ago. The MLB trade rumors, they put out the top 50 free MLB free agents, and they had their writers make predictions. I think it was four guys make predictions on where they think people are going,
Hmm.
and at the money actually. So here's some of the names that at least one of the four writers said would go to the Blue Jays and the money, and you tell me what you think.
Okay.
So we're gonna start. The first one I already fucked up on. It was Alex Bregman, 7 years, 182.
Okay.
What do would you be mad at that? You don't like
70.
Alex?
I wouldn't be happy because it's Alex Bregman, but it's
Yeah,
fine. The deal's fine.
this one I think you'll like. Anthony Santander, 4 years, 80.
Okay. I'm
Like
here for Santander.
that's
I think that's
literally the
fun.
Schwarber deal.
Yeah.
So that's Tanner Scott, 4 years, 56.
Okay. Sure.
Uh, Jeff Hoffman, 4 years, 44. Former Blue Jay, bringing
I
him back.
I'm all in on Jeff Hoffman coming back to the Toronto Blue Jays. I think that's
Yeah,
hilarious.
it's weird because apparently he's getting interest as a starter, not
Okay,
from the Jays specifically, but like just
sure.
there's Carlos Estevez, 3 years, 27.
I'm in. I don't even care what the number is. I'm in. I think
Another
he's a guy.
Here's someone else that I'm interested in,
Hmm.
just based on Jock Peterson, 2 years, 24.
He had a good year, didn't he?
He had a fucking great year,
Yeah.
like mid nines as far as I remember. Uh, this one's just funny to me, because of the person and specifically. For 1 year's 14 million, Kirby Yates.
I, okay.
and,
I'm
and
pretty sure I
then
have a Kirby Yates signed ball back there somewhere. I could actually
from
I
like his
might have gave it to a
week
buddy
of
of
being
mine.
a Blue Jay.
Yeah, it was like it was one of those mystery boxes.
Mm.
And yeah,
And then Kyle Gibson, 1 year, 13. I don't hate Kyle
it's
Gibson.
okay. I don't
Kyle,
love
if
him.
Kyle Gibson's like a February signing, I'm fine. Like,
Yeah, I don't love it.
so, like, of all those names, like, the three hitters would be Alex Bregman, Santander, and Jock.
Hmm.
Like, I realistically, it sucks that, like, certain right-handed hitter is
Hmm.
not even in the purview, but he is apparently for the Orioles and the Red Sox. Hey, fucking Teoscar Hernandez.
Yeah, I don't. I don't. Eh, they could be in there.
Yeah, like,
Like yeah, they're reporting that it's Red Sox and Orioles, but I don't know, man. Anything can
mhm.
happen.
Yeah, it's just very interesting to me that, like, it's also weird to think about the Blue Jays are going to have a top five pick this year in the
Right.
draft.
Oh, because of everyone that has to fall down.
Yeah,
Huh.
and like,
We could. There's a lottery, right?
there's a world where the Jays pick first overall.
Yeah.
There's a world.
I don't follow college or high school or people like
I don't follow enough.
close enough.
I followed a bit last year just because of like
Who's
tagging.
number one right now? Is it Little Holiday?
I think maybe actually is it
I'm
Louisville
not
even in
entirely
college?
sure. Or is that next year?
2025 more.
Or is he even on the radar here?
Oh, it is. Oh no, it is this year. It is
Okay.
this holiday. Ethan Holiday is this year.
Okay.
That's a short. There's, jeez, okay. There's
Uh,
a couple. I'm looking at a couple outfielders.
2025 MLB mock draft. Would that
Yeah,
work?
it was the MLB.com. Yeah, it was the MLB.com one that I'm looking at.
Okay.
So let's see. Blue Jays. Wow. Okay, we're still going with the nepotism apparently because this mock draft has us getting Brady Ebel,
Ooh.
a shortstop. He is the son of the Dodgers third base coach Dino Ebel. He's a holy shit. He's a 6'3" left-handed hitting infielder
Huh.
who might be one of the best pure hitters in the class, benefiting from his time hanging around the Dodgers hitting program.
Checks out.
So he's the best prospect among many at Corona High School in
Oh,
California.
great. We love high schoolers.
We love high school shortstops. Shout out Arjun
Mhm.
Namala.
Yeah. So
So
Ethan Holiday is the consensus number one pick.
yeah,
So we're really banking on that happening.
yeah.
Cool. Jesus. I don't know what this site is that I went to. MyMLBdraft.com.
What did you do?
Almost every single logo on here is like the oldest iteration that you could come
You
up
know
with.
what?
They have the old Miami M, the Nationals one that says Nationals with like the little baseball underneath, the pirate that still has a pirate underneath it. Um, what was the other one here? They have the way old Orioles logo. They still have the Indians logo on there.
Uh, bro, I don't. Ooh,
It's crazy.
ooh. I'm kind of liking. I don't know why, but for some reason I'm liking this guy Jace LaViolette from fucking Texas A&M. Just
Okay.
based off of
It
this one
seems like
small
a six
paragraph.
six 230.
Fucking Jace or who?
Hey,
But
hey.
Texas. He led the Texas A&M team that included first round pick Braden Montgomery with he had
Okay.
29 home runs in 2024.
Hey.
Left-handed power is very real, 50 home runs over 2 seasons,
Well,
and he
he's
can play
six
center field.
six. Oh,
Cutting down his swing and miss as a junior would cement him as the top of the draft.
hey
So,
now.
and he's a college guy.
Sure.
We love
Lock
that.
him up. Let's do it.
Get him in here.
We got to get up to two. So
Yeah.
let's really work on winning drafts or winning lotteries.
Yeah.
If
Like,
we can get better at winning lotteries, we can get better at anything.
yeah. Anything is possible. Kevin Garnett.
Yep.
Let's see what else do
Is
I
that it on
have.
the Blue Jays? I think that's
I
probably it on
think
the Blue
it
Jays.
is on the
If we think of anything, we can come back. I want to talk about Gerrit Cole before we get into anything else. This
Yeah.
is my favorite thing I've seen in a long time. So
He
Gerrit
opted
Cole
out,
opted out of his 4-year deal.
but he didn't.
But then the Yankees said, "Cool, man. Have a good time in free agency." And he said, never mind.
That's basically what happened, is like how you're
Like,
reading it. Because he
eh,
declined his option,
yeah,
and the Yankees could easily could
pick him
the
back up
op
for 5.
they had to pick him up for an extra like add another year onto the
Mm-hmm.
contract, making it 5 years, 180 left.
Mm-hmm.
And then somehow they just
They just said, "No,
didn't,
thanks. Thank you for getting that number off our books. We were trying to save
because
money
I was
anyways."
gonna say, because let's be real, Gerrit Cole, Gerrit Cole still a very like a very very good pitcher,
Top 10 for
top
sure.
10,
And that might be being a dickhead on that end because he's probably better than that. But
36 million
yeah,
for 5 more years.
it's a lot of million.
It's a little rich. It's a little
Six
rich,
more,
even for
or
Yankee
5 more
blood
years.
potentially.
It's a lot. It's a lot of years. He's what, 30 something? 32, 33, 31, 32? One of the 30s, anyways. That's a lot of years, regardless.
Gerrit Cole, I think he's just 34.
I think it's hilarious because he just decided, yeah, no, I'm good. They made a point on Baseball is Dead, where they talked about the qualifying offer, and it's very similar to me. It's like, where if a team were to offer a qualifying offer to someone and with no thought of them coming back, and the guy goes, "Yeah, you know what? I'll take that qualifying offer," and they they would just go, "Ah, no, we don't want it after all. Thank you." That's just what happened, but on the Gerrit Cole side of things.
Yeah, like
Like he just said, "Yeah, I don't want it. I want more money." And they're like, "Well, we're not going to pay you." He goes, "Just kidding. I don't want more money. Thank you. I'll come back."
mhm.
Yeah, it makes
Yeah,
no sense to me. It's
like
crazy.
it's
It's the most Gerrit Cole thing that could have ever happened.
So like you mentioned qualifying offer, and
Sure.
I'll just bring up, there was 13 guys that
Right.
received the qualifying offer.
Mm-hmm.
Willie Adamas, this is obviously, this is all alphabetical order last names. Thanks,
Mm.
Bob Nightingale, appreciate it.
Booby.
Willie Adamas, Pete Alonso, Alex Bregman, Corbin Burns, Max Fried, Teoscar Hernandez, Sean Manaea, Nick Martinez, Nick Pavetta, Anthony Santander, Luis Severino, Juan Soto, and Christian Walker. So you got to
Great.
surrender a pick if you sign one of them.
Yeah. Hey,
So
it is what it is. I think probably bigger news than the Gerrit Cole thing is the possibility of Roki Sasaki being
being
posted.
being posted, and 99% he's going to the Dodgers.
I'm so sick of the Dodgers.
Like,
So sick of this.
dude, it's
They just won.
yeah.
And now they're gonna
And
be talking to Soto, and they're just gonna be have
regardless
Sasaki handed to
regardless
them.
of if Roki Sasaki comes over or not,
Mm.
you're gonna have a rotation
Mm.
of Otani, Glasnow,
Yamo.
Yamo, fucking
Dustin May.
Dustin May potentially. Like,
Did you say Glasnow? You said
yeah,
Glasnow,
I
right?
said Glasnow. I'm blanking on something.
There's more, and I
there's
just
there's obviously like Gavin Stone,
mm,
River Ryan, Landon
mm,
Nat, like just
mm.
fucking pitching out the ass.
You know what? Let me pull that up because it's insane. Even if this guy doesn't
Yeah, even if this
fucking
phenom doesn't
come
show up,
over, this
like
nasty ass pitcher over in Japan. He's in Japan right now, right?
yes, like all you needed to see is just go back and watch that one inning in the WBC, or just go watch his
Yes.
his WBC starts. He's a
He's
problem.
so gross. And
He's
they're
a
just
problem.
because they spent a bajillion
And,
dollars on Shohei Otani, he's gonna be like,
and
that
be
looks like fun.
and because he would be subjected to different rules, he's not able to get Yamo
It's
money.
cheap.
He would be
So
so
cheap.
cheap. And you
So
know the thing that
cheap.
sucks? Because he's so young, it goes into it would fall into the international pool money,
Mm,
and it would be under this year's. And the Blue Jays have
mm.
like no money, and the
And
Dodgers
the
still have
Dodgers have
like
like the second most or something
second
stupid.
most.
Yay.
So
So
they could get him for like 3 mil a year.
their depth chart is like Yamo, Knack, Glasnow, Gonsolin, May, Sheehan, Otani,
Sasaki. Like,
Sasaki.
come on,
Roki
man.
Sasaki is going to come in as a phenom and be the 5th starter on this team.
Yo, Roki
They're going to
Sasaki
push
fuck
Tony Gonsolin to the fucking bullpen.
Sasaki fuck around and be the closer of that team. and be fine.
I hate this so much. I'm so tired of this team.
Yeah, and then
They've been this stupid super team for 1 year, and I'm already sick of it.
oh man, hey, it could get worse because we'll just bring it up now. Do you
Uh,
know who their GM confirmed someone's playing the infield this year?
why?
Mookie is playing the infield.
Why?
You want to know position Mookie
Because
plays?
Juan Soto's in right
Because
field.
Juan Soto's right there. Okay, see, no.
Oh.
Okay, see, I'm not on the biggest Dodgers hate bandwagon that you are yet. If Juan
Oh, you'll
Soto,
get there.
if Juan Soto's a fucking Dodger,
Well,
oh,
it's over.
I'm done.
It's over.
I'm done.
I'm
I'm
done
sorry.
watching baseball
I'm
until
sorry that you're
the
running out a
Otani deal's
lineup
done.
of three of the best left-handed hitters of the fucking generation. Like,
And a rotation that
and Mookie Betts in
an
between that.
all-star rotation. Like, I hate
I'm
this.
sorry that you're running out arguably best hitting right fielder, best fucking one of the best right-handed hitter in the league, potentially top 5, best first baseman of like the generation as far as hitting, and then who am I missing? Fucking Shohei Ohtani, and then you get Will Smith, and then potentially you never know, fuck around, Teoscar comes back on the cheap.
Yeah.
Like,
Let the kids play. What are we doing here? Why do you have to have everything?
Like,
why everything? I hate this. I'm so tired of this already. I don't want the Dodgers to exist anymore. This is horrible. Horrible. They're gonna win 7 straight World Series. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. Yeah.
But 2. It should be 2 in my lifetime. It'd be great. It should be 2. Let's see what else is there.
What happened to David Fry?
David Fry went like through a surgery, I believe, is what if I'm remembering correctly.
Okay.
Bring up the Guardians update specifically. Due to right elbow discomfort during the latter part of the 2024 season, David Fry visited Dr. Keith Meister on October 29th, confirmed the presence of a chronically insufficient ulnar collateral ligament, UCL, I guess I can just say that, with a resolving flexor strain on Fry's right elbow. So he basically went through surgery. Rehab/recovery is expected to be 6 to 8 months from a return to hit/DH standpoint, and 12 months for a return to game activity from a position player standpoint. So he could potentially miss a good portion of next year, like just based on that, and he would only be able to DH.
Strange.
So
that sucks.
Yeah, man, he was all-star this year. It's crazy to think about. Yeah. Like, what else we got? Yeah, Mookie's playing the infield this year. Apparently, according to their GM. So, fuckers, I hate you. Pieces of shit if you get Juan Soto.
It's crazy. The next one I'm very confused about. Wilson Contreras, who at one point not very long ago was like a Gold Glove caliber catcher.
Arguably still is a top 10 catcher in baseball.
Yeah, they're talking about moving him to first.
Yeah.
Por qué?
I genuinely gotta look at this again because it's just.
I know he broke his arm catching. Is that why they're thinking this is the idea?
I mean, also Paul Goldschmidt is not a Cardinal anymore.
I guess, but do they have a catcher in the wings that they're waiting for?
I don't think so.
Okay, great. Go Cardinals.
I know there's Pedro Pajes, but like,
Andy's brother?
No, I don't think he's related.
Okay,
but like, here's someone trying to sugarcoat and spin this a little bit.
Okay,
we'll see. Here's where Wilson Contreras would have ranked among first basemen last season in like these hitting stats. He would have been second in OBP, second in walk percentage, fourth in slugging, and then third in WRC plus.
Okay.
So,
I don't know. I don't get it.
Hey,
it's a strange one to me.
Again, wouldn't surprise me if they bring in like a Travis d'Arnaud at that point either.
Okay. Like, but I guess.
I don't get it. Like
I think Wilson Contreras is a great hitting catcher. I don't know if Wilson Contreras would be a great hitting first baseman. And I think first basemen are a dime a dozen. I think catchers are really hard to come by.
And in my head, you know how I'm imagining Wilson Contreras finding out he's playing first base? The scene where Scott Hatteberg got told he was playing first base.
It's incredibly hard.
It's incredibly hard. Tell him wash.
Tell him wash.
Tell him
it's
wash.
Incredibly hard.
Like,
I use that quote a lot more than I should.
it's incredibly
It's in
hard.
no, not
Uh, hey, man, you're my buddy.
no,
Mm,
not in that sense. Just all the time. Mostly talking about first base, but it's
incredibly,
incredibly hard.
incredibly hard. Okay. But yeah, like, we didn't even. Are we going to talk about the Silver Slugger finalists?
I I
We
didn't
don't
even
have to.
look at them, so
Vlad is there, obviously. He's gonna win.
cool. Is Vlad the only Blue Jay?
What
What a
fucking
dumb question.
world do you think we live in? What, you think Ernie Clement's getting the utility?
Yeah, all right. That's fair.
Like
Did
brother,
IKF get a nomination? He was good.
no,
Is
he
anyone
didn't.
cool on here? Why is there four of everything except for first base? Or it's third base? Why is there four of some things and not of others?
That's a great question. I didn't even notice that.
Second base has four. Catcher has
It has
four.
four. Outfield has five.
Outfield has five. So only
Yeah.
two guys aren't going to get
And
it
then if
there.
you look in the NL, first base has three, second base
Okay.
has three,
What?
third base has three, shortstop has three, outfield has five, catcher has three, DH has two, and utility has four.
That's so brutal for every other DH. Because it's like, man, it's Shohei's award. Ozuna's
It's
also there.
yeah, like
That's so tough. The rest of you can just sit at home.
what are we
You're not even
doing?
up for consideration.
Like what? Like,
Well,
bro,
let's not
it's
fuck
like
around
when
and pretend like
it's
you have a
like when
chance.
Brandon Belt was getting DH votes against Shohei in the All Star game. Just like, yeah, Shohei's here, Brandon Belt, Shohei's Brandon Belt's here too. Like, oh my god.
Oh, that's brutal. That's real tough. But second base, fine. They added Glaber Torres' his name at the bottom because Yankee. Catcher's got four guys that. Why four guys? Man, here we are. I don't know. The league's weird.
Yeah, big dumper, Shea Langoliers, like
Yep.
Shea Langoliers of your Athletics.
Uh,
Can't say Oakland anymore.
Your A's.
Your A's. Yeah,
Not even
your
Sacramento A's, just your
yeah,
A's.
just your A's.
Crazy.
Um,
Does he do like a ceremony on the field for this next year? Because he's with a different team now. It's the same organization, I get, but
oh fucking shut up.
like you're going out next year. It's like
Minor
here's a guy you never got to watch.
Welcome to minor league ballpark here in Sacramento, where we give the award to major league
All
Oakland
403 of you, please rise for
Oakland
the
Athletics
presenting of
Shea
the
Langoliers.
of, of Oakland Athletic.
Yeah, thank you, A's fans,
Yeah,
for being great fans and welcoming Sacramento. I can't even say
not
Sacramento.
even Sacramento A, just A.
So dumb.
A.
Eh.
It's just ridiculous.
Okay. Anything else on here that's like
We didn't do the signings, but I don't know if those really
signings
matter
were kind
yet.
of like Kyle Hendricks to just fucking Angels are angeling.
Mm-hmm.
Like Austin Hedges just went back to the thing. Michael Walker getting 3 years, 50 million.
He earned it, man. He had a good.
Good, good for Michael. Good for Michael Walker.
Yeah.
We'll say that.
We don't have the Griffin Canning trade on here.
No, because that was we talked about that.
Did we talk about that?
Yeah,
I don't remember that, but hey, I'll take
talked,
your word
it
for
was
it.
like a 2 minute thing.
That's
Really?
crazy. Oh, I did because I chirped the Angels. You're so
Yeah,
right.
it was a 2 minute thing. But
You're
that's
so
like,
right. I would like I don't know if you have an old man to put up. I don't have a good one this week, but I have one because I think this one.
Oh, before we get into our old man segment, I just
Okay.
wanted a couple of things. So again, we were talking about position changes. Willie Adames would prefer to stay at short, but is open to a position change if he gets a strong offer from a contending team.
Mhm.
And this came out like literally like 30 minutes before we started recording.
Mhm.
According to Mike Rodriguez,
Mhm.
the Mets have already offered Willie Adames a deal of 7 years over 160. Their intention is for him to play third base. However, Adames is not convinced, as he prefers to continue to play the shortstop position.
Nice.
He has not made a decision yet, and so far he's also got a proposal from. Take a wild guess.
The Dodgers.
The Del Doyers.
Yeah, there's a shock.
And the assuming thing here is if Adames goes to the Mets, Alonso is gone, and Mark Vientos slides over to first base.
That makes sense.
And then in the last thing, apparently Mets owner Steve Cohen plans to travel to Southern California next week to meet with Juan Soto and his agent Scott Boras. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Cool.
Also, Kevin Biggio elected free agency. We just didn't get to talk about that. That was a full week ago.
Yeah.
So
Hey, he's coming back. Minor league deal. I have a fun one today. It's not very surprising. I didn't do a deep dive. I literally did it while we were on the podcast.
Stuff Merrill.
This is the one of my favorite things to do because do you know who has the single season record for stolen bases?
It's not Ricky Henderson
It's not Ricky Henderson. See, I was really hoping you wouldn't know that and try and guess Ricky.
because the obvious Ricky is the obvious answer. So I was just like,
Yeah,
um, is it Honus Wagner?
it's not Honus Wagner.
Okay, like, am I in the
You're
right?
not even close.
Oh,
You're
it's like
never gonna
it's
land
like
on this.
1890.
This
All
is
right,
the wildest thing I've ever seen.
all right.
Not ever, but we've honestly talked about more wild players on this
This
alone.
motherfucker probably has like 150 stolen bases. That's
My
like
boy Hugh Nickel, born January 1st, New Year's baby, insane.
New Year's baby nickel.
1858 in Campsie, United Kingdom.
Hmm.
Yeah. 5'4", 145 pounds.
Motherfucker.
It's this little dude.
We got
They
a guy.
trotted out there to play baseball.
So imagine a shorter Jose Altuve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He did it in, I don't even know what, the American Association team, which I'm assuming was like the AL before the AL.
Oh my god! I just looked him up. Oh
My
my
guess.
god.
This motherfucker played 888 games. He had one season where he played 125 games. In those 125 games, oh, am I on the wrong one? Oh
No,
no,
no, no, no, no, no. Sorry. Go ahead. It was just.
no, I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. I'm
In
searching Hugh
those
Nickel, and there's apparently a
100,
Hugh Nickel that plays like currently.
yes, in the 125 games, this guy had 138 stolen bases.
How many times did he get caught?
I don't know. I don't want to look it up. I don't want to ruin the magic.
I'm gonna look it up, and I'm not gonna tell you. Okay. I'm not. I won't tell you if it's bad. Um.
No, he got actually they doesn't even have attempts on here because they also don't want nobody wants to ruin the magic. But I think the best thing about this whole shtick,
Get the rest of the years around it.
they're gone, man. There's no stats. There's
Yeah,
no
from
stats.
18. I'm able to talk about this now. From 1881 to 1885, just didn't count. There's no stolen bases. It's
We don't know
literally
what
blank.
we didn't know what stolen bases were from 1881 to 1885. Stolen bases just weren't
What is
counted.
I think running? That's it. Running was invented in 1886. That's what it was. Running was invented in 1886.
We did not run ever before
Did you know that they power
1887.
walked in baseball?
There, it was actually just station to station. You either hit a home run or you didn't score. There was no in between. So then that year he hit 138 or he stole 138. The next year played 10 more games, didn't have it, only stole 103. Then he fell off the face of the earth when he turned 31. He only stole 80 and then he stole 24 and that was it. Hugh
I'm
Nickel
sorry. I
retired.
I don't know if you brought this up. I could be completely
Mm,
out of pocket here.
mm.
How the fuck is he getting on base that many times?
I don't know. We'll get back to
His
that in a second. He retired 3 years after stealing 138 bases. This guy was in peak shape, stole 138 bases, and said, "Yeah, I'm done."
Bro,
Just
over a
gave up
3 year
3 years later.
over a 3 year period, his stolen bases went down 114.
This guy had a 341 on base percentage, which great job. He had a 267 slug.
Yeah, can we just talk about this? His career OPS is 589. He has
he
he only has 200 less stolen bases than OPS points.
in a year where he was fast enough to steal 138 bags, he had two triples.
Oh my
2 years later, 80 stolen bases, eight triples.
oh my god, dude! Like it's so ridiculous. Hugh Nickel is
Nickel.
our player
He
of
had
our who he
5 homers in 888 career games. Big power guy.
yeah. I think we're done. I think have we
102 hits, 20 extra base hits. Sorry, 21 extra base
how do
hits.
you have more hits than stolen? You have more stolen bases than hits.
Yeah. I didn't even take that in. 102 hits, 86 walks. He was on base 188 times, not counting hit by pitches. I guess that maybe he got hit a lot. I
Oh my
doubt it.
god. I'm sorry. I read like I saw hit by pitches and my eyes went down, but
Okay.
it read the total bases and I
Okay.
thought he got hit 127 times. Like, he only got
With
hit 5 times that year.
5 times. Okay. So what's that? 107 plus where are the walks here? I lost them. Plus 86.
107 plus 86.
Yeah, that's
That's 193.
193. So he was on base 193 times and he stole 138 bases. That's almost a stolen base every time he got on base. That is insane. In 125 games, too.
Yeah, man. Hugh Nichols. I think I'm dubbing this the Who He Be segment. Who He
who
Be?
who that?
Who He Be?
38. I'm gonna do some math here
Of course you are.
because I want to know what his 162 game average would have been from the time that running was invented onwards.
Oh my god.
24.
Hold up. I got actually. You're gonna make me Google what year was running invented.
Okay, so can you remember 383 for me?
383. I got you.
383. Where are we here? 125 plus 135. Okay, you said it was 383, right?
383.
383 divided by 452 equals times 162. If this guy, if all 5'4" of this guy was playing in the major leagues today, playing 162 games, he'd be averaging 137 stolen bases a season.
Esteury Ruiz, who? Ronald Acuna Jr., who? Like,
Let's see. How many players at the top do we have to combine before we reach? Probably just two, right?
probably just two. Well, it depends on the person.
This is one of my favorite ones. Okay, so Ellie De La Cruz stole 67. Shohei Ohtani stole 59. That's 126, right?
I'm sorry?
67 and 59 is 126.
59 and 60. Yeah.
So if you combine them, you would then need, what did I say? 137. You need 11 stolen bases to reach.
That is insane.
What is this guy's name? Hugh Nickel?
Hugh Nickel.
Which Blue Jay stole 11 stolen bases this
Maybe
year?
George, honestly.
You think? Let's see. 2024. Top 12 players. Can you guess who our top player was? Oh my God. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong list. Oh, Daulton Varsho needed one more to put himself onto uh combining himself with the top two guys to make Hugh Nickel. Daulton Varsho had 10. So basically, if you combine Ellie De La Cruz, Shohei Ohtani, and Daulton Varsho, you still don't have enough for Hugh Nichols' 162 game average. It's crazy. Shout out Hugh Nickel, man. What a dog. How far do you think I have to go before I can get
We're
to
not. No,
11?
stop with the Hugh.
I
Stop with
want to.
that was our Who He Be Hugh Nickel segment.
Oh, there's so many guys that stole 11 bags. You want to hear? Oh, here's a good one right at the top.
Kevin Biggio.
Santiago Espinal.
Oh my fucking god! All right, and we're ending it. We're ending the segment. We're done. We're done. Santiago Espinal is now be how we
If
end
you
it. Fine.
combine Ellie De La Cruz, Shohei Ohtani, and Santiago
Santiago
Espinal, you
Espinal.
you would reach
Hugh Nickel
Hugh
in
Nickel.
1887
And it took a hell of a lot more times on
hits.
base. That's for damn sure.
Well,
Thank you for listening.
if the Nickel family somehow finds this, we love Hugh.
Your great 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 grandfather was a legend.
Yes.
We will catch you guys next week. I'll try and find someone else. There's a lot of stolen base ones. I think the stolen base ones are my favorite.
Yeah.
They're so great. Yeah, we'll catch you next week. Cheers.
Peace.